Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We are back here at the Kerbal Space Center where we left off last episode, and the first thing I'm going to first thing I'm going to get is this part of the tech tree here, the stability, just so I can get the radial decouplers. More on that in a second. Now, I've been looking more at MechJeb to try and find out exactly what I need to do to get it. And I've been going through the config. One of the things it says here is you need to upgrade the tracking station to level 2 to be able to use some of the features like ascent guidance. That's fair enough. I've been through the config to get everything to show up from the start. Some things still won't show up until you upgrade the tracking station to level 2. So it could well be that I just need to upgrade the tracking station, which I can afford to do. But I want to complete some more contracts first, just so I can definitely do it. So, a couple of things that we need to do. We need to test the radial mount parachute in flight over Kerbin. And we also need to test the Flea solid fuel booster. So the Flea is this one. We are going to test this right now by adding on some radial decouplers. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're going to stick the radial decouplers like so. And we're going to attach the solid fuel boosters onto them like this. So they will launch first, then these will break off, and then the main engine will fire. Each of these needs a nose cone on top, which is coincidentally why we ended up with said nose cones. And we're also going to attach some drogues to them. The Mark IIs, I believe it is. Yes, test the Mark IIs. So each one of these is going to have a parachute attached to it. In fact, I think that is the way to do it. Yeah. Like so. And then also, this is going to have some parachutes attached to it as well. So what's going to happen now is they're going to activate at the same time as those. They're going to activate at the same time as all of this goes off. Why is it saying there's 3? Or are they just numbered? I think they're just numbered. Hopefully they're just numbered. But that's what's going to happen here now. We are also going to attach some fins. Some proper winglets. To this craft. Try and actually make it fly properly. Make it less top heavy. We're going to scrap the Communitron because we really don't need that now. I've made the MechJeb things smaller, just so it doesn't look out of place on this craft. Try and help with the weight distribution that little bit more as well, which hopefully it does. I mean, it looks okay like that. Apart from that, I think we're good to go. So this is the Science Gatherer number 3. So we're going to save and we're going to attempt to launch. Now hopefully this does stand up on the launch pad. If not, we'll have to revert it quickly before it blows up. Okay, so far so good. We're going to lock it, pointing upwards. Stability assist is on. We're going to fire this up to maximum. We'll load up our contracts quickly to make sure that we are doing this properly. So we've got to test the Flea. Actually, let's do a quick bit of no, I think we're just going to have to launch it like this and hope that these don't run out. Actually, no. You know what? We can do that. We're going to swap you there. We're going to add a new group underneath, and we're going to pop that there. And we need to add a new group here for this decoupling. And the parachutes, for that matter. Okay, so this needs to go up to 11,000 meters before we can launch. But the parachutes have to be at 12,000 maximum. So we're kind of going to have to wait until we're on the way down again before we can test them. So let's just get ready to launch, shall we? 3, 2, 1. And we're up. And we're pretty much going to launch in a straight line. I'm going to lean slightly backwards Just so again we fly away from the space center. Now I think unfortunately we're actually going to run out of fuel. Unless I launch these as well. Now we're definitely going to run out of fuel. Okay, the radial chutes were destroyed. So it's not actually safe to open the parachute right now. Parachute has to be between 8 and 12,000 meters. So we're going to have to nosedive slightly until it's safe to open the chutes. Right now though, we are still climbing. We are very much still climbing. And I don't think I have... Oh, I do have the ability to turn this around. That's pretty cool. Let's go try and hold it. Preferably in pro grade still. You can see the gimballing there on the engine working, but it's actually the fins that are moving us around and keeping us up. It's very cool. We'll try and hold us steady. Hold us steady. Again, we seem to be going over water. Not my ideal scenario. How high up are we actually going to reach? Our apoapsis is 36,000. And I think we've probably... Yeah, we've crossed the apoapsis, so we're actually on our way down again. Now the parachutes I think is actually safe to open, but I'm not going to do it yet. Hopefully we don't need the... I'm going to say hopefully a lot in this series, by the way, just so you know. Hopefully we don't need the heat shield for this. I should actually take some data. Yeah, upper atmosphere. Quick, keep all these. Observe mystery, go. Keep. Log temperature. Keep. And a crew report. Keep. Cool. So that's actually done us okay still. Now we're starting to pick up speed. Gonna really have to be careful in making sure this stays upright. Still got to wait till we get to 12,000 meters before I can open the parachute. Now we're going too fast here for the parachute to safely open, but we are starting to slow down again. Somewhere between 30 meters per second and 110 meters per second, which I really hope we reach before we cross under 8,000 meters. We're not going to reach it. Okay. Might have to do a second flight. I'm going to open it now. That should catch itself before it blows up. That should be fine. Those parachutes will open. Please open. I really hope they open. Right, if I was to observe this, what would it say? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to reset that. Is that our parachute opening? Nope. There's the parachute opening for the liquid fuel. So that's caught that. Still can't do anything from here necessarily. It's a bit of a shame. We'll get there. I think a couple more contracts and we'll be able to start using MechJeb properly in order to get up into orbit and circularize and things like that. That would be fantastic. At that point, I'll be very, very happy. Right. Let's fast forward a little bit. Just to get into the ocean. And then we'll do some more temperatures, some more pressures. Apparently there's a way you can actually go underwater now, according to one of the things that I saw. Observe mystery go in the sea. Yep, Kerbin's water. We'll keep hold of that. The pressure. We'll keep hold of that. The temperature. Keep hold of that, and we'll do a quick EVA. EVA report, there it is. Keep that, get back in, and recover the vessel. So we'll let all that come back. I'm not sure if I'll be able to recover the other lot of engines, actually. Might have sort of shot myself in the foot a little bit there. Got some funds back, which is good. 150,000 tracking station costs to upgrade. So I might be able to do it. I'm not 100% sure. What I'm not also sure about is where the engines ended up. Don't think I'll be able to get them back anytime soon, which is a bit of a shame. But oh well. So it's another one done. So we can test some more stack decouplers. We can test the Terrier liquid fuel engine, which I think I will do next, actually. Or maybe I have to do these still. I think I have to do these still. So let's break it up into two separate missions, shall we? So let's try and do... first of all, let's get rid of these. And get rid of these. Go away. So let's try and get the parachutes going first. These parachutes here. This is where MechJeb would come in handy, because it could tell us how high up we can end up going. I want to stay over land preferably as well. So we're going to call this the 3.5 for the sake of this. I think we could do some more science as well, just to help us out. Put in some more science into some R&D. So we've got these, which I don't think we need. Basic science. Again, I don't think we need that. Flight control would be quite handy. The reaction wheel would be very handy. That'd be quite handy. Or the aviation. Now, that's for a space plane, we don't need that. But the advanced rocketry, perhaps, because it's got the larger fuel tank. So I'm going to go for that one. And eventually we'll be able to do things like fuel systems for asparagus staging, propulsion systems like new types of engine and fuel tanks, and heavy rocketry like the big solid fuel boosters. So let's go back into the assembly building really quick. I'm going to check out the 3.5 again. Are there any sort of stats about it? Got its height. Okay, so its mass is 6.225 tons / 18 tons. I didn't say it's got 20/30 parts when it hasn't got /30 parts. Command module facing the wrong way. Electric charge required but not generated. Cannot transmit science. Unused monopropellant resource. Okay. Let's try and get the parachute one done, and then we can start looking at the others. I'm going to take the science stuff off as well, actually, because we're not here for that now. We're here to get some money. Recover the vessel quickly. Should get all the money back as well, which is good. How much money did we have? 200 and... Yeah, we're going to have to look at that. About the possibility of upgrading the tracking station, because if we can get into orbit in today's episode, that'd be a really big boost. Okay, so we're testing the parachutes, the Mark II radial parachutes, which should be these ones. Yep, radial mount parachute. Manufacturer found lying by the side of the road. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so we're going to save and we're going to launch. And we're going to try and get this to between 8 and 12, was it? I think it was 8 and 12. Yeah, between 8 and 12, and then we're going to launch it. So, I think about half boost where it is at the moment is about right. And we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. We're going to try and keep our surface speed down. Although we do need to get to that height. I mean, this is actually quite difficult. Got to try and get to the right height, but also We need to lock that in place. Let's try and turn inland a bit more. Okay, half our fuel is about to go. The craft wants to fall over. And I think it's the MechJeb. No, it's not MechJeb. Why does it want to fall over that way? I don't know, but we're nearly at 800. Let's increase the throttle a bit more. No, come on, stay upright, stay upright. Stay upright. That's it. That's it. Need to decrease the speed. Increase the speed. We're losing control. Up. Need to keep going up. Come on, we're nearly there. We're so nearly there. Okay, we're between 8 and 12. Now let's cut all speed. Get the surface speed down to between 30 and 110, which we're about to hit any second now. Any second now. Done. That should be... Yep, all tested. Fantastic. We'll turn that off, and we'll just let us fall back to the ground. Nice and slowly. So, let's do a quick time warp, just to get this dropping a little bit faster. Keep an eye on them, they're going to land on land, so that should be easier for us to find them. So I imagine we have to recover them as well, otherwise we won't get the money back for them. So I imagine that's quite an expensive piece of kit to try and send up in the air all the time. I imagine that's quite expensive. So we're nearly back on land. Obviously we're not going to drop right down to 0 now because we're up in some mountains. So actually a crew report would be a smart thing to do. Or maybe not. Apparently we've already done grasslands. You sure we've done grasslands? I'll do that at least, and I'll do a quick EVA. I don't get any science for that. Righto. That's going to fall over. Don't blow up. Good. We should be able to reclaim that then. And we'll get the money for it. And then we can upgrade our tracking station and try and get ourselves into orbit. How cool would that be? So we've got a little bit of extra science. And we got some funds, and we got that back as well. It's over there. Recover. Yes, we got it back. And we got 300,000 Kerbal thingies. I don't know what they're called really. But we can afford to upgrade our tracking station. We can't afford to upgrade it again. But we should now be able to fully use MechJeb. So let's see what other contracts we've got. There was one, escape the atmosphere. We're going to claim that one. And we're going to go back into the vehicle assembly building. And we're going to see if MechJeb appears. Still nothing. It should be over here, I think, if it comes up properly. Maybe I need to put... There's an idea. Take it off and put it on again. Because I did not do that before. Remote pilot assist available, and it's unmanned. Nothing. I'm sure we'll be okay. Right, we need another decoupler. I'm going to try and stick another set of engines beneath. So we've got this one which has no gimballing, which is probably more useful for us right now. Try and get up with no gimballing. That one is the gimbal, that one is not the gimbal. Okie dokie. And then we're going to put the solid fuel boosters on the side. No, we don't want 4, we want 2. somewhere like that. Engines, the fleas, and we're going to stick them on like so. And we're going to put some parachutes on them as well. We'll try something like that, and we'll put some nose cones on the top, and we will also put some massive winglets at the bottom here. 3 should do it. And that should control our ascent. So now what's going to happen is we're going to launch with the big engine first, and then the little engines, that's going to fire, and the little engines are going to fire at the same time as that, and then this engine is going to fire at the same time as these engines drop and these parachutes deploy. Yep, and then that goes, the parachutes go, this engine fires, and eventually parachute, that, and the 2 there. Now should I put some parachutes on here? I think I should. I'd like to try and recover as much as possible. Just for money's sake, try and save us some money. Alright, we'll give this a go. We'll call it the Science Gatherer 4. We will put another mystery goo container on here. Just the one. So we're going to pop it on top of MechJeb and hope that that still works. And we'll put a barometer on one side, and we'll put a thermometer on the other side. Okay. So we have to be parachutes on an engine stage. Yep, that's fine. Oh wait, hang on. Which parachutes? Those ones? Those ones. Yeah, that's fine. Command module facing the wrong way. It keeps telling me that. I don't know what that really means. How can the command module face the wrong way? Okay, so we've got to try and escape the atmosphere and also test these boosters between 11,000 and 19,000. Hopefully this engine gets us to at least 11,000. We'll find out, won't we? Oh, can't support vessels over 30 parts. How many parts do we have? 34. Okay, doesn't look like that's coming home. That takes us down to 32. There you go, 28. Launch. God, please work. God, please work. I do not want to be killing Jebediah now. Right. Increase throttle to maximum. The goal is to get to 11,000 meters. If we can get to there, I'll be happy. MechJeb's still not appearing, although, what's this? I don't know what this is. Oh, contract complete. Okay. These are messages. Fair enough. Excuse me. Right. We'll keep that one open. Still no MechJeb. Still don't know why. Maybe I have to do control from here? No? I don't know. We'll find out, guys. Okay, launching in 3, 2, 1. Got to get to 11,000 meters. I think we're going to struggle. I'll be honest, I think we're really going to struggle. Although saying that, we are currently... I'll do a slight gravity turn, just to get us away from the space center. I think we might actually do it. I don't think the engines actually have to fire. Well, that sucks. Stop flipping, stop flipping. Oh, God. Did we do it? Nope, we didn't do it. Ah. In that case, revert flight to vehicle assembly. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that because I said so. Okay. So we kind of need... let's put these as doubles instead. And we'll do it like that, since we're going to be turning away from the space center to the west, I think it is. And we're going to add some more fuel tanks to this. So to do that, I'm going to take the engine off. No, I'm going to take the engine off. I'm going to take this one off. We're going to add some more fuel. Like so. And then we're going to stick this back on. Now it is also heavier. So we are going to give it some help. We're going to attach these on like this. And we're going to grab some more of these solid rocket boosters, the hammers. And we're going to stick these on the sides. Like so. Like that. And I'm just going to move these down a little bit lower. Like so. Yep, that looks good. Aerodynamic. We're going to put some nose cones on as well. How many parts is that? 34 again. Just have to remove some more stuff. Get rid of these parachutes. That takes us down by 2. Get rid of these. That takes us down by 2 again. I think our mass is too heavy now though. If I get rid of these... Okay, that keeps us under our mass. We'll try this. Fingers firmly crossed. Very firmly crossed. So firmly crossed that I've almost dislocated them. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Up we go. Now we have extra fuel, but we also have extra mass. And that could mess us up slightly. But we'll give it a damn good go, and we'll see how we get on. Now I've started the gravity turn way too early here. So I'm going to revert the flight back to launch. And try and stop that from happening again. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Up we go. Now how high should I start doing the gravity turn? That's a good question. So we are currently flying. We do still have to get up to 11,000 meters. So we're a tenth of the way there and we've used half the fuel, but it does go down exponentially. So we are getting faster, we are climbing faster. Can we make it? That is the big question right now. I'd like to see if we could escape the atmosphere here as well. We have to get to 50,000 meters for that to be a thing. Coming up to 7,000. What's our flight path look like? We are slowly moving away from the space center. 10,000. 11,000. We did it, guys. We successfully launched and tested the solid fuel boosters. We can now say goodbye to them. And try and get this pointing upwards again. Come on, come on. Behave, behave. Up. Straight up. Try and escape the atmosphere. Which I don't think we're going to be able to do now. we used too much fuel. Well, I was saying that, we're still climbing. We are still climbing. Have we done it? 50,000? Is that where the atmosphere is? I always forget where the atmosphere is on here. Our apoapsis is 201,000 meters. I think we're going to complete escape the atmosphere. And we have. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So we now got to go all the way up to the top and back down again. So we've got to come back through the atmosphere. Hopefully we don't blow up on re-entry. I'm going to let this do its thing. The engine looks like it's in trouble. Ah. Hoo, 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 hoo. We got away with that one quite lightly. Go wait for the speed to drop. Come on, come on, come on. I need to get the parachute open. I need to get the parachute open. Now, technically, we completed the contract, right? Oh. Damn it. Alright, I'm going to put some extra... How many parts have we got? 24. I'm going to put some extra parachutes on here. I'm going to chuck some drogues on as well to try and slow us down more. Actually, I'm going to put this as a separate decoupling as well. Which I think that's what I was missing, really, was just that. Alright, we'll give it one last try and see how we do. So we're just launching straight up again. We are just launching straight up, and I'm not going to talk during the mission. I'm going to let the mission do its thing. So I'm going to take it up to full. I'm going to turn on the SAS, and I'm actually going to end the episode before the launch starts, guys. And then you can just watch the launch, and that'll be the end of the episode. So thank you very much for watching episode 2 of Kerbal's space program, the Motherboard space program. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below for ideas of future episodes and indeed future flights and missions. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.